How's it going, YouTube? I'm back with another reaction video. Today, we're going to be reacting to another video from a haunted autopsy. This one's titled, The Disturbing Case of Sandra Cantu. So, as you know, I did a little quick Google search, as you can see from the tab up there. And, this lady, you already know, like, most of the stories review are pretty crazy. But this lady, whew, let me just tell you, I read about 14 words, and I'm already sick. I'm already sick to my stomach about what she did. But anyways, let's get into it.
A little girl goes missing in a small town.
Where is 8-year-old Sandra Cantu?
Parents panic as police try to find the missing girl.
Even today, we don't let our children play out in the front yard, only in the backyard.
We're all searching frantically for 8-year-old Sandra Cantu.
This is the case of Sandra Cantu.
This doesn't look too old. Another case of what was it? What was her name? Casey Anthony, I believe. If not, I'll correct it. But I think it was Casey Anthony with her daughter. I'm guessing it's like another sort of those cases. That it's her mom in that sense. By the way, I'm gonna leave a link to the video in the description.
Sandra Cantu was born on March 8, 2001 in a small town called Tracy, California. She was in the second grade attending Jacobson Elementary School. The 8-year-old who lived in a mobile home park lived with her mother, grandparents, and 3 older siblings. She would often go to a friend's house right after school to play and get home around 4 p.m. However, on the day of March 27, 2009, Sandra said she was going to go play at another friend's house. That day, she did not come back around the time that she usually does. When it got dark and her family was setting up for dinner, the family started to get concerned.
I feel like whenever, like, our generation, because like me and her were about the same generation. At that time, I was about, I don't know, at that time I was about 8. So I feel like our generation, it was in between to where, it was in between to where, like, you could still play outside and you could still be outside as a child till the streetlights came on. But nowadays, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of weirdos today. Like, more and more every year. I just feel like there's more and more weirdos, and it's less and less safe to be on the street, like, just playing throughout the day. I don't know. Might just be me.
Her family then called the local police and reported her missing at 7:53 p.m. Within 24 hours, Tracy's police went around searching for any surveillance footage near the family's home to see if they had captured any of Sandra's movements on the day that she disappeared. They managed to find footage of Sandra seen to be walking on the street. Here's that video. The police searched in Sandra's home, but unfortunately, they weren't able to find anything. So now the police have called the FBI for assistance on the case. On the weekend of March 28 through March 29, the Community Emergency Response Team, firefighters, police dogs, all-terrain vehicles, and a helicopter from the California Highway Patrol were brought into the search for Sandra. The police offered a $22,000 reward for anyone that has any information that could have any lead to solving the case. On April 6th, a farm worker, Jose Luis Franco, discovered a black suitcase while working. It was found during routine draining of an irrigation pond. Upon discovering it, he got close and immediately knew to call 911. The police arrived, and what they found was something that they hoped to not be true. Inside the suitcase, the remains of Sandra Cantu was found.
Okay, that was probably like the craziest day to work. Or, like, you know what I mean? That's probably the craziest day to be at work. Like, imagine going to work at, where, I don't know, wherever. You work at McDonald's. You go to McDonald's, you go to the break room, and you see a black bag inside. And there's a dead body in there. Bro, that would be the worst. Like, you can never go back.
It was a discovery that confirmed one family's worst fears, and strangely enough, will wind up helping his. On April 6th, Jose Luis Franco saw a suitcase floating in a dairy pond, and his reaction was almost automatic.
I called the police immediately because I was very aware of the missing girl. I see it every day on the news, and I have kids of my own, so it's on my mind. So when I came across and saw the suitcase, it looked very suspicious.
Police took over after Franco's tip, and the search for Sandra was suddenly over. For alerting authorities, this father of 4 and husband is getting a hefty reward, $20,000.
Well, what am I going to do with the money? Well, hopefully we could save it for our children's education.
Franco says he wasn't even aware of a reward when he made the discovery.
Upon further investigation,
Hold on. See, that's a good, like, wholesome man. He has good values. They said he wasn't even aware of the reward whenever he sent in the call. He just did that out, like, you know, just because it's the right thing to do. And he got the money, like, as a bonus.
Franco says he wasn't even aware of a reward when he made the discovery.
Upon further investigation, it was discovered that Sandra was severely beaten, sexually abused with some foreign object right before being smothered with isopropyl alcohol. Toxicology reports show that she had taken alprazolam, a drug we now commonly know as Xanax. The profile the FBI experts assigned to the case was a white male aged between 25 and 40 with a criminal history of sexual assault or child porn. There was a local man who was witnessed kissing Cantu on the lips 2 years prior to her disappearance at a local swimming pool.
Wait, so they're saying that dude is who they're looking for? I think I missed something.
A drug we now commonly know as Xanax. The profile the FBI experts assigned to the case was a white male aged between 25 and 40.
So are they just like, they're just throwing these assumptions out there? Just like, this is what they assume that the murderer looks like?
With a criminal history of sexual assault or child porn. There was a local man who was witnessed kissing Cantu on the lips 2 years prior to her disappearance at a local swimming pool.
That's weird.
When she was
That's
6
super
years
weird.
old. He was interviewed, but was cleared of any involvement. Police had later become suspicious of the number of coincidences regarding to Melissa Huckabee, a 28-year-old Sunday school teacher who also lived in the same mobile home park where Sandra lived and whose daughter was a friend of Sandra Cantu. On the day Sandra disappeared, Melissa had sent a text message to Sandra's mother that said, "Tell the police that I had something stolen today around 4 p.m. I don't know if that makes a difference or not." Yeah, not suspicious at all.
I'm so confused. Was that lady, Sandra Cantu, no, my bad, Sandra Cantu's the little girl. Was that lady saying that to her that way she could seem less suspicious? Because that just like threw her in there for no reason.
Huh. It turns out that the black suitcase belonged to Melissa, but at the time they discovered it, they didn't know. It wasn't until Melissa had reported her $200 suitcase had gone missing the day of Sandra's disappearance.
Yo, that's... What? I mean, I don't know. Like, if you're gonna commit the murder and follow through with it, why would you... I don't know. This is just... I understand where she's coming from, I guess. That way, like, once they put 2 and 2 together, she could say, like, "Oh no, I reported it stolen. Couldn't have been me." But in reality, you're just saying that it's missing from your house. So it makes you look suspicious. What the fuck?
But by the time she tried to report it, the police were around knocking people's door, asking questions if they had any information on the 8-year-old's last whereabouts. She even described her suitcase being charcoal black and waterproof. When police got to question her, she said, "They asked me if I noticed anything suspicious, so of course I told them about my missing suitcase." She even allowed the police to search her vehicle for any evidence, but they weren't able to find anything. The Tracy Press had interviewed her, and she stated that, "There's been a lot of speculation on the news about what happened to my suitcase. It's not my granddad's, it's mine, and someone took it." She said she left it outside of her trailer when she went to look for her phone and keys and then forgot about it. She also said that Sandra had stopped at her home on March 27th, but left to go to another friend's home when Huckabee wouldn't allow her daughter to play because she had to pick her toys up. Oddly enough, Sandra was last seen at the home of Huckabee, playing with her daughter. Police never had Melissa on their list of suspects, nor was someone in their concern. Again, the profile the police were looking for was a male, not a female.
So, just because they made those assumptions at the beginning, saying that they believe that it's a white male between 25 and 40 with prior charges, so now they're eliminating her as a suspect. But I mean, you can't really know. Hindsight's 20/20.
The police had interviewed her, and the way she acted out during her interviews, police stated that she didn't sound like she was suspicious. Rather, she sounded like she was seeking for attention. You see, Melissa had a history of mental health problems, including borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia. So, there's no way it could be her, right? Well, during a vigil for Sandra, Melissa approached the police and FBI agents to report that she had found a note on the ground. They reported she was very agitated, crying, and hyperventilating. Tracy police stated that they were given a misspelled handwritten note that she claimed to have found to the authorities on March 28. It read, "Cantu locked in stolen suitcase, thrown in water on Vachetti Road and Whitehall Road. Witness." Now, after all of this, within Melissa's strange behavior and the suitcase leaking back to her, the police now paid attention to her, especially with her behavior. They took notice of the unusual fact that a woman who reported losing a suitcase that happens to have the body of the victim and also happens to find the mysterious note talking about the victim's location. The police did get a lead when they were notified when they spotted Melissa's black SUV. Now, where was it spotted? At the irrigation pond on their property at Vachetti Road and Whitehall Road between 5:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. on March 27th.
Bro, what? So did she tell on herself? This lady
the
is...
day Sandra disappeared, and the same exact location that was said in the note that was supposedly found by Melissa. Police were able to get a witness statement. According to investigators, the witness described that she looked distracted and hurried. She apparently told the witness that, "I just had to pee real quick," when Melissa noticed the witness seeing her. Police continued to review the footage from the surveillance camera that spotted Sandra Cantu walking. It showed that she was walking in the direction of Huckabee's residence at 3:54 p.m. on March 27th, and the same camera captured Melissa driving the opposite direction 8 minutes later. While she was leaving, she called the parks manager and reported her suitcase being stolen from her trailer. 85 minutes later, a surveillance camera located outside the parking lot of the church at which Huckabee taught Sunday school captured her driving away from the church. 30 minutes after that, she was captured returning to the church. It was during this 30-minute time frame that she was spotted at the irrigation pond.
Bro, off of that one note, they put all these sequence of events together. That's nice. I like that.
The FBI searched the church, and in their search, they discovered a rolling pin that came from the kitchen and was reported to have a bloody smudge on it. One of the handles was also reported to be bent. The bloody smudge
Has a
was
fingerprint.
later tested and came back a positive match to Sandra's DNA. On the night of April 10, 2009, the same day Melissa gave the interview with the local news, she was arrested and charged with the murder of Sandra Cantu.
Damn, she is out of there right now. That is crazy. I mean, she deserves it, obviously. She did it. But she is out of there.
May see come to order. Department 30, and intentionally, with malice aforethought, murder Sandra Cantu, a human being. There are 3 special circumstances alleged. In the first special circumstance, it is further alleged that the murder of Sandra Cantu was committed by defendant Melissa Huckabee while the said defendant was engaged in the commission of the crime of kidnapping in violation of Penal Code sections 207 and 209. In the second alleged special circumstance, it is further alleged that the murder of Sandra Cantu was committed by Melissa Huckabee while the said defendant was engaged in the commission, attempted commission, or immediate flight after the commission or attempted commission of the crime of performance of lewd and lascivious acts upon the person of a child under the age of 14 in violation of Penal Code section 288 within the meaning of Penal Code Section 190.2, parentheses A, parentheses 17, parentheses E. In the third special circumstance, it is further alleged that the murder of Sandra Cantu was committed by Melissa Huckabee while said defendant was engaged in the commission, attempted commission, or immediate flight after the commission, or attempted commission of the crime of rape by instrument in violation of Penal Code Section 289 within the meaning of Penal Code Section 190.2A17K. It is also put on notice that the evidence presented at the preliminary hearing will also be used for any violation of probation and a request for discovery.
The sexual abuse Sandra went through was proven that the rolling pin was in fact the object that Melissa used on the 8-year-old. The note that Melissa supposedly found, well, it was later proven that it was indeed her handwriting and that she wrote the note herself.
Damn, after all those disgusting things that she did, she was her own downfall. I mean, I don't know if maybe she felt guilty, possibly, so she wanted to get caught, but you never know. Maybe she was just in her head that was gonna get her free. That was her get out of jail free card, you know what I'm saying? Damn, this is honestly crazy.
She tried to disguise it, but did an awful job doing so. The drug that was also found in Sandra's system was Melissa's anti-anxiety prescription. There was no trial, and on May 2009, Melissa ended up pleading guilty to first-degree murder and kidnapping of Sandra Cantu in order to avoid the death penalty. She was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole on June 14, 2010. Her family were able to appear in court and say a few words. The one that really stood out to me was Sandra's father. I must warn you that this will be hard to watch, especially if you're a parent. Here's the clip.
We're supposed to forgive our enemies. But I don't even know what to consider her, to be honest with you. There ain't nothing that happens today gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change. Life. I don't believe that in my heart, I should hate or anything like that.
Damn, you could feel his pain through the screen. Like, look at him. You just feel for the guy.
You took the life of an innocent little girl, and she didn't do nothing. She's not even old enough to decide to eat ice cream yet. I stand at my job, and nothing changes, and nothing's gonna change the fact whether I cry What the? Jesus. Ain't nothing you do in life ever gonna change anything. She changed the lives of a lot of people. A lot of people. But for the families, we still gotta live with it. How we express it, everyone has their own personality. Everyone is their own individual. All I can say right now is repent and think about what you've done. I'm sorry.
Damn, that's crazy. He couldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, say, I hate you, say, like, F you, just cuss her out. All he could say was repent.
Melissa says she doesn't know why she did it. She states, I still cannot understand why I did what I did. This is a question I will struggle with for the rest of my life. She also stated that Sandra did not suffer and that she didn't sexually abuse her. Of course, the evidence would say otherwise, and the jurors didn't buy it either. The prosecutor said that they believed that Melissa did this for attention. This is what Melissa told prosecutors would happen on the day Sandra went missing. I was trying to play hide and seek with Sandra and suggested she get in the suitcase and jump out to scare my daughter and Sandra's sister. She agreed. I zipped up the suitcase but then forgot Sandra was inside it. When I got to the church and remembered, I unzipped the case and she appeared to be lifeless. I tried to do CPR and took a small towel, wet it, and placed it on her forehead to cool her off. I freaked out and I didn't know what to do. My head was spinning out of control and I was not thinking straight. She then decided to dump the suitcase in the pond.
No, that has to be a lie, because they did the examinations and she was sexually abused, so it makes no sense.
Please take seats. Get in as tight as you can so that everybody can see.
Precious child, in my mind, I see you clear as a bell, precious child.
The people of Tracy were completely stunned of the murder. Over 4,500 people have gathered for the memorial of her. A new playground and tree were named after her at the elementary school she attended to always remember who she was. Her cousin Janet Anderson began an annual event on Cantu's birthday called Tracy Celebrates Children. Since there, many local kids would volunteer to share a photo and their fingerprint in case something like this would ever happen again. If you guys enjoy the video and have any topics you'd like for me to cover, let me know in the comments below. As always, I'll see you in the next video.
Damn, I really enjoyed the video. That was a really good one. But that girl was like extremely insane. What do y'all think? Did she want to get caught because she was guilty? Or did she write the note to throw the cops off her trail? Let me know in the comments, because I don't know what to think. I'm gonna assume the latter, but I don't know. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. That was the disturbing case of Sandra Cantu. I'm gonna leave a link to the original video in the description so y'all can watch that if you want to. Y'all have a good day.